Good morning, everyone. It's Amy with Mama Bear Blue, and we are live here today. It's Mondays with Mom, and I'm here with Mom.
Debbie.
We have to do that.
Yeah, I know.
That's part of the
That's
show.
part of it, yeah.
So welcome. As you are jumping on here, be sure to give us a thumbs up and share the video out. We would appreciate it. We go live every Monday, most Mondays, but we give you a heads up if we're not.
Yeah.
So I found a reel on Facebook from a fellow stockist, Unicorn Dust Designs. That's Sammy. She's super talented, and she had a very cool little upcycle on a rustic tray. We sound good.
Okay.
And I think she may have got the idea from Bree, from Upcycle by Bree. But anyway, I wanted to give her credit because the idea comes from her. So thanks, Sammy. Okay, so we are going to take some pieces of wood. So I went to Lowe's and I got a 2x8, by 8 feet long. And then Rod's helping me cut these. We cut 2 so far into 16 inches. And he did this with his handsaw because our other saws broke. Yeah, so thanks, Rod.
Gosh. Yeah.
Good morning, Renee. And I sanded them down with my sander so there's no splintery parts and all the little stamps, you know, when they stamp labels on this. We sanded all that off. So anyway, this is a 16 inches and then it's a 2x8. And we're going to turn these into rustic looking trays and they're super cool. So Mom's getting started on hers, and what she's doing is putting on a coat of the new JRV Cottage color by DIY Paint called Anvil, and it's a really pretty it's a soft black. It's just slightly soft, don't you think?
Mm-hmm. It's not like
it's not stark.
harsh,
it's not like little black dress in the regular line. This is just slightly, it's almost a little darker than black velvet, but not much, but it's super pretty, and it has a built-in top coat. All the cottage colors do. And then again, all of the products we're using today, you can find on my website, aimeemamabearblue.com, and if you're local, my booth at Farm Girl Mercantile in Franklin, Indiana, and Southport Antique Mall in Indianapolis. So the plan on Mom's is to paint it black, and we're going to sand it a little bit. So if you don't get full coverage on this, Mom,
it's all right.
It's all right because we want a little bit of wood to show through. Okay. And then we're going to take the Painterly Floral Transfer. I love this one, and I just got a new shipment of them coming in today. It's got a lot of florals on it and sunflowers, so that's what I'm focusing on this one is the sunflowers. And we're going to put some of those transfer images onto the wood after we sand it, and then we will seal it. But the fun part that it's kind of my most favorite part about this is that Sammy used and found some thrifted belts. Okay, and we are going to make handles out of these leather belts. There's this one I found. I went to like 3 different, I was on a mission last week, 3 different Goodwills to try to find some leather belts, and then this one. This is the one that's going on Mom's tray because I feel like the color of these belts, the color matches this pretty well, the colors in the sunflower. So I am excited about seeing how that's going to turn out, but as we get to that part, I'm going to show you guys how to cut the strips of leather from here and get them onto your tray. So I'm excited. I didn't do a complete sample to show you guys, so you're just going to have to stay put till the end.
Stay tuned.
Don't leave. Hey, Rod. Thanks for cutting the boards.
Thanks, Rod.
Okay. So that's the plan on Mom's. Now I'm going a little bit of a different route. I tried on this little piece of sample board today, just to make sure it was going to be all right without like having to wait a day for the ink to dry. But I stamped with IOD stamps underneath, and then on top, I dried that well. And then on top, I wiped on a coat of Dark and Decrepit. We have not used this a lot on our lives, but I've used it on projects and I love it. It's like a dark patina, and you can use it as a stain if you just rub it on with a soft cloth and then wipe it off. So that's what I'm going to do over my stamped images, and so I can kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. I really like it. I'm going to try that, and we're going to use the stamp Pastiche. It's one of the new ones from IOD with the bird cages and the birds. So, okay, I think I've given the overall explanation, and we can dive in. And then I don't know that I'll get to this one today, but as I was digging through looking for some other stuff this morning, I found this riser that I had bought, I think, on clearance at Hobby Lobby because its feet wouldn't stay on, so I pulled them off. And now it's going to be a nice tray with those neat leather handles. But this may be, yeah, this might be one I get to later, and we post pictures when we get them all done. So, all right, let's get started with the stamping. Mom's going to be working on that. And Mom, when you get that painted, then you might want to dry it. Just move it over and dry it. Okay. Yeah, just watch for your drips. Okay, Pastiche is that stamp I was talking about. It's got all the cool, like, elements of, like, bird's nest, eggs, and the little cages, and the apothecary type jars and bugs, and lots of fun. Kind of spring, but also moving into that dark academia, they call it. It's a theme. It's really, dark, I love it. Academia. Yeah, where you have like the scientific thing, you know, bugs and things. I love it. Okay, so I already picked out a couple. Good morning, Judy. How are you doing? I was just thinking about our retreat in October. I need to buy my ticket.
Where's it
I'm excited. Well, it's the one I go to over at a Girl Upcycled for my Creators Club.
Is that out east?
Ohio. Zanesville.
Oh,
Zanesville,
yeah,
Kelly's
that's right.
shop.
That's
yep,
right.
Yep. But I stay with Bobby and Judy at the silo, and I'm super pumped about that again this year. Okay, where's the... Oh, okay. So this is the one on the Pastiche set. This is the cage I'm going to use, and then we're going to stamp the birds first. So this is the first time I've used this. I meant to sand it before I pulled it off there.
Did we use this paint before?
No. This is the new...
I love this.
I know. We've used the cottage color before, but not black. We did use the paint, but not the color.
Oh, okay, because it's just going on.
That's exactly what you said last time.
Oh.
It's true, though.
Oh, okay. Well,
I love it. And look how it's covering really nice.
I don't remember from one to another. Sorry.
It was just a few weeks ago.
Okay.
But I don't remember what the project was, but we used the cottage colors. So first time you get your IOD stamp out, you just want to really lightly give it a little sand in both directions just to rough it up a little bit, and that way it'll hold on to your ink a little better. Only the very first time you use them. Good morning, Millie. Am I reading that right? Yes, Millie. Welcome. Okay, so that's one, and the little birds were on the other page. Here they are. So if you're just joining us, we're making some rustic trays out of a 2x8, and the idea I got from Unicorn Dust Designs. So if you guys don't follow Sammy on Unicorn Dust Designs, you should do that.
I'm ready to dry it, but am I going to interrupt your talking?
If you want to just take it over there, and you can move that junk that's on the...
Well,
that's
all right.
Actually not junk, that's
Maybe
good
I'll
stuff.
It's not junk, that's our good stuff.
I know. Well, that's your pink...
that's my pink basket.
You keep saying you're going to...
I'm going to work on that. Yeah,
Judy said I'm excited as well. We'll have a great time. Yes, we will. We always do. Okay, so I'm going to use the IOD black ink.
Can I just move these out of the way?
Yes, go right ahead. Here, let me have the belts over by me when comes time to cut those for the handles. I roughed up the stamps. What we're going to use is the Iron Orchid Designs black ink. So I've already inked up the stamp pad, so we're ready to go. And I'm going to... this is just pine. I've sanded it, and I think it's going to take this ink really well. I don't want to over ink the stamp, but I want to make sure I do have full ink coverage on there. So I'm going straight onto the raw wood. Let me get this. Now once you put your stamp down, you don't want to shift. So make sure it's straight. Okay, so it's on there, and I just hold it with one hand and then tap all around so that every part where I have ink is touching the wood and getting soaked in without shifting. And if you guys have any questions as we're going along, or you're watching on the replay, just let me know. I'll answer those for you. And we always love to talk to you guys, so feel free to comment. All right, and then before I just take it off, I like to peek under an edge and make sure that I have... Yeah, it looks good. Okay. Got the cage on there. And then I probably should have done the birds first. I don't know that it really matters on the stamp though, because either way I think you're going to see it, right? You're going to see the little lines.
Are you stamping the bird different?
I probably should have done well, I'm putting several cages. Maybe I should just do like one empty cage and then the other cages.
With the bird?
You think?
Yeah.
Because there's another, maybe I'll do that same cage down here with the bird in it. Or maybe the middle birds. I don't know. So many decisions.
Bird in the cage.
I feel like going ahead and just trying to stamp it.
Well, go ahead.
Even though the lines probably should have been in front of the birds. We'll give it a go. It's going to have stain over the top of it. You'll still be able to see all the stamped images, but it's not like it's going to be super, it's going to be a little, you know, like show up super dark.
See these? Do you want me to fill
holes,
those in with black?
Let's see what you got going on. What do you think?
Well, I didn't know.
Okay, yeah.
I was thinking about those.
I think the little holes where it's kind of pitted in the wood. Yeah, just go one more coat. Doesn't have to be a thick. Doesn't have to be a thick coat.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you like the top as it is?
Well, some of the wood.
I like it.
I'll just take care of
Just do the
these.
sides where you can really see that wood showing through in the holes.
Okay.
Waylon's trying to get the belts. I'm testing something real quick with these birds and making sure. Oh, I think I'm fine. I'm still seeing the little cage bars through the birds. These are so cute. Again, this set is called Pastiche. It's one of the new releases from last month from IOD. Ah, look. Little lovebirds.
Oh, I love it.
I know. Okay.
So I guess it doesn't matter when you do the birds.
It does not. Either way, you're going to see the lines through the birds. But, okay. Let's see. What would be good next? There's a lot of really cute little elements on this. They got a little stack of books. I kind of like this little apothecary jar with the egg floating in the middle of it. Let's try that. These are new as well, so I'm going to rough it up. And then I'm going to also do a bird, the bird that has swinging on the little swing. This is cute. All right. This is the apothecary jar, and I'm just setting it down, not shifting, and tapping all around the stamp to make sure we get good contact with the wood. But when this dark and decrepit goes on, it's going to look really cool. All right, that one's done. And the little egg that was floating inside of it, is that what I want in there? I think so. I don't know, the butterfly might be cute too. Let's see. Too many choices. I'm going with the butterfly. Okay.
I didn't know eggs floated.
They don't float. It's more like a specimen in a jar.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Only it is floating.
Yeah.
It's imaginary, I guess.
Just go with it.
Yeah. Again, only the very first time you use your stamps do you need to rough them up just a bit. Hopefully this sounds okay.
Keep seeing little places.
It's going to be
I
good.
guess
So
I'll touch up later too.
Yeah, so that paint again has a built-in top coat, so we don't need to do anything, and it's going to be ready. As soon as it's dry enough, it's going to be ready for me to put the transfer on it, or you, if you want to work on that. Or me.
Or you. Or me. Or you. Or me.
But we just need to make sure that that is dry, good and dry on top.
Yeah.
Before we attempt to do that. Is the bottom painted?
No.
Okay. We can paint it later.
That's what I thought.
We'll paint it before we...
Or I can try to turn it over and do it, but...
That's okay, because we kind of want to get, I kind of want to get you started on the transfer for that.
Okay.
Putting the painterly floral transfer on. Okay, so far we've got this. And I think we need one more, right? What are we going to do? That, or another cage? Here's the cage just without anything in it. Or I could do another cage with the bird that's...
The single bird.
Yes,
yeah.
the bird on the swing. That's what I talked about doing.
Bird on the swing.
Okay, so let's go back to the first one I did. We'll use that same... oh, this always happens. Here it is. Put it there. And that'll look nice and balanced, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. Does it feel dry? How dry? How does that feel on the top? Like it could take a transfer, or do you still feel like it's a little?
It's not wet.
Okay. Well, what we'll do is we'll test it, and if it's looking like it needs to be dried a little more, we'll stop with the transfer. But, you know what? Let's try it opposite how I did it before, and just see if it looks any different. So we'll do the bird first, but I kind of need to make sure as I do that. That I'm putting the bird in the right spot.
Right.
I think we're good. Okay. I didn't rough him up yet. I didn't beat up the bird yet. All right. Let's get that on there. Again, the black IOD ink. It's a permanent ink. And these trays are going to be able to be used just decoratively, or I think I'm going to, you could use it for your charcuterie board, cheese cracker boards. If you did that, though, I'd probably lay down a piece of parchment or clear cling wrap over it.
But it will be sealed, right?
Yes, so we're going to seal this with Big Top, and then, but if you do want to paint a board, you can use hemp oil if you want to paint. Just paint it or stamp it, and then not. I think you could Big Top it first, and then put hemp oil on it, and that would be okay. Or even maybe just hemp oil as the sealer over the.
That's cute.
I know, cute. All right, so let's go back to this cage and put it on top. The pine soaks up. This unfinished pine soaks up the ink pretty easy, so you don't need to push super hard. Because when you do, like you can kind of tell right here, it'll bleed sideways.
Oh, a little bit.
It doesn't look too bad.
That looks like a rope.
It's just like yeah, it does. It does instead of like So the ink, if you leave it on there, press too hard, it'll start bleeding out. So you really don't need to press that hard on this raw pine. Like to peek, make sure it's getting some good contact. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it looks nice.
I know, really cute. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna have you hit this with the Waylon is right on my feet today. Okay, and do I need a little bit of floral down on the? Do I need something to fill in this space or not?
I don't know.
Ferns or just leave it. Simple, less is more. Let's do less is more today.
Okay.
Thanks, Judy. Okay, I'm going to have you hit this with the heat gun just to make sure that ink is good and like set in there before I dark and decrepit that. Okay. And then all the stamps that I need to wipe down, I'm going to set right there. We'll wipe those after. Okay. All right. You feel good about this now?
I see. You
okay,
feel
I'm gonna.
You're the expert.
I can just test it with the. I'm just gonna switch these with a little bit of transfer and just see if it's holding. Because again, as usual, if you guys are doing this at home, give yourself more time to let this really dry in between your steps. But we're gonna use the Painterly Floral.
You think this is good, or should I do a little?
No, I think you're okay. Especially it's gonna have a couple more minutes before I get to it.
Right.
While we arrange the sunflowers, and then I'll pass this to you to do the transfer.
Okay.
So all the IOD transfers come with the rubbing stick. And did someone send stars and I missed it? Renee, thank you.
Aww.
You're always so sweet to do that.
Yeah.
These are gorgeous. And I love the black background. So like on the front you can see how well these turn stand out against this black. So I think this tray is going to be really pretty.
And you said you bought more of these?
Yeah, they're coming today.
Okay,
I was
so
almost out. Do you
want
need sunflowers?
one. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll buy it.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe I can just give it to you.
No, you don't have to.
For Mother's Day. Yeah.
Mm.
Let's do that. You're like, I don't want that as my Mother's Day gift.
No, it's fine.
That'd be a good Mother's Day gift.
Yeah, really.
Okay. I like this big one. And it comes with lots of little roses and some lavender and leaves. And then like buds of flowers. So you can just cut it out. And then as usual, they come with little grid lines on here to line things up if you need it or to be able to cut. But this one will be our tester.
Okay.
At least a nudge of it. And we'll, I don't mean, we won't waste it, but I'll know once we start whether it's going to go down well on it.
You feel like it's still...
I don't know. It might just be me. We'll just test a little bit and see. What do you think, placement-wise? Maybe I'm going to leave a little room for a stem.
Okay.
So I like those leaves, though. So just decide how you want that to look and position it. It's cute. And then I'm just going to pull this backing off. And I'm not going to lay the whole thing down yet because I just want to make sure we're at a good point where this is going to adhere. Last time we did this, we used transfers too, remember? Because we were saying, I can't believe how easy this is coming off.
Right.
Onto the...
That board that I made you give me?
Yes. Yes, that was it, was it?
Yes.
I don't know if we used the JRV paint on that one. This is working, Mom.
Cool.
Yep. Okay, we're going for it.
Okay.
So I've laid the whole image down and kind of pressed a little, and then as usual when I'm using, I'm going to pass it to you, but I just want to show them.
Okay.
I usually hold this at a 45-degree angle, and my other hand holds the backing paper, and then I just peel as I go and work my way down. And if you see that a little piece of the transfer is still on your backing paper and didn't go down, just lay the backing back down and rub it, and you should be good to go. So just work your way down, and then we want to find... I think we're sticking to that.
Uh-oh.
It's okay, we can sand that off. I'm going to take that. You won't need this anymore. So we'll just trade. And then we're going to find a stem for you.
Okay.
And put this over here. And grab a tissue real quick. Allergies are a little bad right now.
Yes.
And head colds, right?
Head colds and...
all kinds of stuff.
All kinds, yeah.
All right, so back to this. So we have stamped it, we have dried it. We're going to start putting on the dark and decrepit. And again, DIY paint. It's like a tinted patina. It's dark. I'm going to use a rag to apply this and kind of wipe as I go. You could definitely brush this on and then wipe it off. But I just want to be a little careful because this is fresh ink. And I like to apply it with our handy dandy cut up old t-shirts. Have any of you used dark and decrepit before? Like as a stain? It's really pretty.
That's what we used on my table, didn't we?
We did, I think.
Yeah, on the top.
Yeah. So I'm just going to test this over the ink and make sure we're not doing any, like rubbing any ink off. Nope, we're good. And it's such a pretty color. Kind of I would say like a medium brown. Yeah. But I've done tabletops in this as well. Like I sanded down to raw wood, painted the body of the piece of I think it was a end table, and then we stained that raw wood on top, and it's just really pretty. And 2x8s aren't that expensive at Lowe's. That 8-foot piece, I think was only $8. So awesome. if you buy one of those and you have this you can have it cut into 6 pieces. Let's see. Good morning, Patricia. How are you doing? Patricia, I was going to message you. They came this morning. Patricia is so excited about her portrait mode stencil. They're here. Actually, they got delivered yesterday. I opened the box this morning. So I can get that shipped to you. Debbie came out with another new stencil through Janie, JRV Stencils, and it's the portrait mode. and it's got the face, but then it's got interchangeable, like like the tops and necklaces.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it kind of reminds me. Remember fashion plates?
Yes.
The toy fashion.
Yes.
It kind of reminds me of that.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm just, lightly rubbing this on. The pine is soaking it up beautifully, and you can see all the wood grain. You just want to keep moving. You don't want to let the dark and decrepit sit in one spot for too long, because then it'll soak in a little more in that area. So I'm trying to be real even with how I apply this.
I'm thinking.
Let me show you guys. I'd keep going on the sides, but I want to show you. You are welcome, Patricia. Isn't that gorgeous? And then when we cut the old thrifted belts on the side for our leather straps, it's going to be pretty. So let me just go ahead and continue doing the sides real quick, and then we'll talk about putting the belt on there. How's your transfer coming?
It's doing good.
Good.
It's just, it takes me longer.
That's all right. Okay. I'll wipe from my hands real quick. Always handy. All our baby wipes. Okay. So let's think about this belt stuff. I think what I might do, Mom, is just go ahead and cut it for yours, because I know we're using this color for that. Because we talked about maybe looking for a black leather belt for this one. Because let me show you the two belts again. This was just a plain one. They're both leather. The second one looks a little more Southwest to me, and I do have the Desperado transfer that Sammy used on her example. It's retired Desperado, but see how that looks? That's got that turquoise in there, and I'm thinking this would have more of that kind of feel, or like country feel. So I might save this one because it doesn't really fit to me
with the
theme of the stamped birds.
Yeah.
So we're going to hold on to that. It does. It needs a black belt. So let me actually start cutting these for yours.
Okay.
And I think what you want to do is kind of decide how long you want the loops of your handles to be on these trays. You're doing real good.
Don't make me laugh, because then I start coughing.
So down here is all the the holes. I don't think I want that part showing. So I'm just going to cut off right above the holes. Again, this is just a thrifted belt. Cost me $2. It is leather, though. It's Old Navy brand.
Thank you.
We're going to get to these handles.
Yeah, but no, these are a little tiny.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Sure.
That was a big
It's okay.
piece.
I love it. Oh, that's like what we did on
I
that
know.
sign I stole.
That's rubbing transfers, darn autocorrect. Oh, yeah. Yep, I knew what you meant. All right, so I'm going to trade you spots here with this.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty, where that grain popped through.
Yeah.
Okay. But we need a black belt for that. That sounds like we're taking karate lessons.
That's what I thought. I started to burnish this, but I don't need to.
No, don't burnish that. Okay, so now you just want to take your belt and you kind of want to, I cut it straight across there. And I want the handle, I guess it's up to you, but I want the handle to go all the way to the end of the wood, right? Mm-hmm. So then it's going to turn and come back down. And I just need to decide how tall I want that to be. You don't want a giant, ears, but enough that it's a handle, right?
Yeah.
I think that's cute. Okay, so I'm going to go like that, and then cut it, and then I'm going to cut one more the same exact length. I wasn't sure that regular scissors would cut through this, but it's doing fine. So I brought the poultry cutter, the shears, what do you call it? Kitchen shears down just in case.
Yeah.
So then I'm just lining up the first cut piece so that I have equal lengths. go. And then we're not done. It's not going to have just a single sunflower on it. We're gonna make this pretty.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I mean, it's pretty, but I mean, we're gonna continue to
embellish it.
We are. Okay, so I'm gonna take my upholstery packs that I got from the hardware store. Again, these have little daisies on them, and try not to make a mess. I might stand up for this just because. Am I still in the picture for showing you guys this? Okay.
Yes, you are.
I'm going to test it again.
Well,
and
your
just
head's
see.
cut off.
That's all right.
Okay.
As long as they can see me doing the project. Decide where I want this to be. I am making that go all the way to the bottom of the tray. And I'm going to put one in each corner of this leather. So I'm going to get started with my hand. And then I'm going to put a little piece. I did get a hammer out. Yep. But I don't want to hammer right onto the tack because I don't want to ruin the pretty little daisy image on the tack. So I'm going to take and hammer through this little piece of soft cloth.
That's smart.
Yeah. Get it started at least. And if you feel like you want to put some glue underneath there before you get started on it, you can. Sammy didn't do that on her example, but I did it earlier. I bent this a little. Let me get a different tack. I think it helps if you actually poke it through the leather first.
Probably.
Then you don't have to worry about getting it through that. So there we go. Let me poke it through on both sides. Just be gentle when you're using the hammer because it doesn't take much to bend that little tack head. All right. See, if I was editing this video, I could fast forward through this part.
Through this part, yeah.
Yeah, but I can't. I'm getting it, guys.
You almost need like an ice pick to
make a little hole.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, if you just set it down, I think it's better. It's getting there. Let me just use it just a little bit. Just a little with the hammer. Yeah, if you can find a way to make the little starter holes, I mean, with a nail or something.
Yeah.
Something else that would be, other than your tack.
Right.
And don't hammer your fingers.
No, that kind of hurts when you do that.
That hurts. Okay, we're getting it. We're getting it. Got it. Got it. All right.
Good job.
Get at least one of these sides done. And I might be able to push in on this. Let's see how soft this pine is. I still want to make sure it's lined up with the bottom of the wood. Yeah, you don't have to. I'll do it this way, and then if it seems a little loose, I might lift up just a little and put some E6000.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just go ahead and do that, guys. Just to be safe. I don't want it to come out
when
you lift up there it is, good eyes. When you lift up with the handles, you know, I just want to be sure. So we're going to put this work in a little E6000 underneath that. Just for some insurance. The pine's pretty soft. Wood. Got some on the leather there. Alright, let me tap it with that little, just a little bit, sorry. Let me hit you in the face with this hammer. I'm always doing that.
No, not always.
Well, I feel like I'm always like,
well, I'm ducking. Don't
or
worry.
maybe you're just really close.
Well, maybe I was. Too close.
This is going to be so cute. Okay. Does anybody have any questions I'm missing? Sometimes, like I said, Facebook won't give me people's comments till later. Okay, let's get the little things going through on this. We are going to the greenhouse today. Yes. I'm excited.
Me too.
We have a greenhouse that's open for a few months, every spring through midsummer, with annuals and succulents and herbs.
Yep.
Now you guys get to see me fiddle with this for a couple minutes. Talk amongst yourselves. You got
Yeah, the train ride was
Oh
interesting.
gosh. Have you guys ever taken the Amtrak anywhere? Some people absolutely love it. You have friends that love it.
Yeah, but I think if
Well,
you
they
get
buy
a
the
sleeper
sleeper car.
car
See, yeah.
and not
I
just the
mean-
cheap seats like we did,
And maybe if you're not going all the way from
you're not
Indiana
going
to
on
San
a
Antonio.
27-hour trip.
Yeah.
But it was interesting. It was an adventure. So
Well, they blew the horn every stop, every crossing.
every
right?
crossing, yeah. So if you were trying to sleep,
It would just
yeah. So you should take earplugs.
yeah, and stuff to do. But it's more room than a plane seat.
Oh yeah, there was a lot of leg room.
Oh, guys, this is just fast forward. When I tested this earlier, it went through just fine. And then we don't want to poke ourselves, right? Maybe I will just do the one and then try just nailing the other one through. Here it comes. Finally. Gosh, that's some tough leather. Or stronger. I really do think if you used a nail ahead of time and made the hole, or you had some kind of punch that, like, you know, made it for you. But you guys get the idea. Do that later.
We'll show you the finished product.
But we do want to put some E6000 into this. At least on that side. And my tip is, if you don't use E6000 that often,
Don't get
the giant tube. You get the little tube. You'll get so frustrated with the big one because it'll just close up.
And it splits open.
Splits open, shoots everywhere. Okay. It'll have another tag there, guys. But look. Cute. You see the daisy image? Those were from Lowe's if you want to go check that out. But I'll get another one in there. And then we are going to
paint the bottom and
we're going to paint the bottom and we're going to continue on
with the flowers.
Yeah, with some more stuff. It's going to be pretty. So once we get the transfers on there the way we want them, we're going to take Big Top and seal this down. So that's, you know, the paint has a built-in sealer, but because we put the transfer on top of that, we want to seal that with Big Top. We are going to find a black belt, maybe today.
Yes.
And finish this beauty off. So this was stamped and then dark and decrepit as the stain. It's going to look really cute with black leather handles.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, you could do, I had a lot of ideas for these, like, well, I have 4 more to do because the board has allows you to cut 6.
Yeah.
We just need to find more belts, but paint inlays would be beautiful on this. Or if you just wanted to leave them raw and stamp it and then seal that with Big Top, you'd have a lot of pretty options to use. So, all right, you guys, thank you for joining us. I'm excited to finish these. I'll be sure to post some pictures and get them on Facebook to show you guys the finished product. If you have any comments, leave them. If you're watching on the replay, let me know as well. And mamabearblue.com for the products, and we'll be back next week. Thanks for joining us. Bye.